Oh, hello. We have to stop meeting like this. Hi friends, I hope you're having a great day today. Today we're gonna be doing a little sketchbook tour. I just finished this little sketchbook, this tiny little, it's like a 4.5 by 4.5 Helen's art creation sketchbook, and I'm excited to share it. This is probably the first sketchbook I've had that's social media ready, for lack of a better word. Most of my sketchbooks are, well, like this. It's just a bunch of empty pages or scribbles or random like grocery lists. Or this, which is just a whole bunch of nothing. Like, what is this? What is this? This is just a bunch of tiny little thumbnails of nothing. But this one is not that case. I went into this specifically thinking, okay, I'm going to practice certain medium with it. I'm going to actually draw things, experiment, try stuff up. And some of the stuff in here I'm actually really proud of. So, welcome to my first ever sketchbook tour. Come along for the ride and let's begin. Hello. So this is my little sketchbook. I really love this book. I got this at an art supply store near me, and I just really, this is one of my favorite colors, this corally pinky, and I was like, I need to get it. And this sticker is from Powell's Books, which is a indie bookstore that's located in the Portland area that I used to work at. Anyway, let's get to some digging. So I like to always have a little design on the first part of my book. Like the opening page always be a little bit of a something. So it says my book of spells because I'm a loser. But I think that, you know, art is kind of like magic. So this is like a compendium of magic. So, this is a study of a Klimt painting. I forget what it's called. I will put it up here. But it's fine. I don't really like how it turned out. Her expression kind of looks like she's stoned out of her mind. But this is a mixed media with, Prismacolor colored pencils, which are my favorite colored pencils. If Prismacolor ever wants to sponsor me, please, I love your pencils. And the Caran d'Ache Neocolor water soluble pastels. I love those, they're great. But yeah, a lot of the stuff in here is mostly like graphite pencil or colored pencil. I really wanted to experiment a lot with that when I was working in this sketchbook. Lots of portraiture. This is entirely in the Neocolor pastels. Like there's nothing, I never really go into my sketchbooks with anything planned. I kind of just see what hits me that day. And also a lot of the stuff in here is stuff that I will have drawn, and then I would go back to months later and fill in empty spaces. So none of this is done in any kind of like chronological order. And like this is what is this? This was a sketch for a piece I did when I was trying to get one of my picture books that I wrote published, and it didn't end up selling, which is fine, but this was a sketch for a final piece that I did for it. But as you can see, it's just a lot of nothing. We have a creepy looking bear here, a bunch of color blobs that I don't know what that's for. This is better. I was like, okay, after this I need to practice bears more. And this I really like. I really love how this guy turned out. Super cute. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. Both in colored pencil. This, I'm not happy with how this turned out. This was actually supposed to be, this was a study of a picture of Violet Chachki, the drag queen, and it looks nothing like her, and not happy with how it turned out, so we're just gonna move on. So one of my biggest influences when it comes to art and creativity is fashion. I love fashion so much. So this was a bunch of different poses and pictures that I saw on Pinterest. I can't say where I got these or who these are, and I feel really bad, I'm sorry. But I just decided to do a tableau of a bunch of different characters and fashion pieces that I saw that I really liked. This is interesting. So this is an example of like, there's months and months of differences between these pictures. Like I drew this one ages ago, this page was always blank, and then I came back to it and drew this lady. And I like how both of them came out. I was having a lot of fun experimenting with different colors, like the line goes from like pink to lavender, and then there's teal in her face. I don't know, I was just really trying to experiment. Her irises are pink. Like I was just trying to have a lot of fun with that, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. This page is giving me so much anxiety. So this caused me so much stress. This is a study that I was trying to do of Emma Stone in the movie poster for Poor Things. You will see more throughout the sketchbook, but I tried drawing her face so many times and I just couldn't get it right. And this, I will say, is the closest that I got to it. I'm still not happy with how it turned out. I think that I shortened her face too much. Like, I feel like the eyes are there and the lips are there, but there's just something about the proportions that isn't working for me. It was a journey. It was a very, very stressful journey. There are layers and layers and layers of paint in here. This is a list of last year's Peachtober. If you follow Furry Little Peach, she does this art prompt every October where every day you draw something, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. This year, I'm totally gonna do it. No, I did not. Oh, Emma Stone again. This, I loved how this turned out. I used to use gouache a lot, all the time when I was in college. I mean, I spent the last years illustrating books, doing everything almost entirely digitally. So it's been a while since I actually used watercolor and gouache again, and I wanted to try and incorporate more of that in my practice. And the sketchbook is actually pretty good for gouache, I will say. It's not made for gouache, but it actually holds up really well. I'm quite surprised. I would definitely use this brand of book again. I really, really like the paper quality. And it was super cheap. Oh my God, this was like maybe $7. But yeah, love how this turned out. I love the colored pencil on top of the gouache, and I want to try and practice more of that. This, overall, I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. I like pushing the idea of colors, like, you know, going into the shadows with greens and not like, you know, browns and blacks, and really pushing like pinks and purples in the skin tone. So this was fun to do. So there are very few things when I look at my art where I'm like, wow, I'm actually proud of this. I really like how this turned out. If I can find the reference photo, I'll put it here. But again, this was just a lot of fun of testing out different lines. Like, it goes from this burnt lavender to a pale green to blue. The hair is blue. The eyebrows are different colors. This was just a lot of fun. The cheeks, I was just trying to experiment and get out of a rut. So this was a lot of fun to try and break out of that. So this was the first gouache painting I did in this book, I believe. Again, even though these other ones came first, this was the first one that I made, and then I went back on the empty pages and would do more. I think it's pronounced fonchan.universe, that's their Instagram handle, but this is based on a picture of theirs. I'm really, really proud of how this turned out. I think the colors looked great, and I really like this sticker, and I don't remember where I got it. More little random doodles. This is a page I really, really love. This is one of my favorite spreads. There's just something about the texture and the color that I find really, really striking. I don't know why, because it's nothing special. It's just a bunch of little random things and fruits, but I just really like this page. Oh, we have some writing. Let's see. There was a house that ran on 3 legs, 2 long, 1 short, through the forest every morning. The roof bounced with each step. The chimney puffed out plumes of smoke as it bounded through weeds and fields and flowers. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but now maybe I'll draw a little, maybe I'll make this a finished piece one day and do something with it. I don't know if you can read this, but it says, "Everything makes me anxious," and that is very, very true. Oh, this is another page that I really, really liked, except I had a friend of mine say that this looked a little phallic, and I have not been able to look at this page the same ever since. But besides that, I'm happy with how these characters looked. I was just kind of in a rut, so I just wanted to spend a page just doing some ink drawings, which I'm not as familiar with, and I'm not unhappy with how it turned out. And here's Emma Stone again, this time in a different picture from Poor Things, but yeah, still trying to study her. Her neck is obscenely long for no reason. I'm not happy with how this turned out. I actually really love this. I think the back of this, I did a wash in yellow watercolor and then I just doodled over everything with colored pencil and the Caran d'Ache water-soluble pastels. I want to keep experimenting more with this mixed media. There's just so many different layers of color. I really love injecting as much color as possible because I feel like that gives the piece a lot more life. These are some studies of the artist J.C. Leyendecker. I will be honest, I really love this face. I think this face turned out really nice. What is this? Oh my god, that's horrifying. And this face, that child looks possessed. What does it say? I hate everything I draw. So I really like how this turned out. Oh, and I like how this guy turned out. I think this might be me. I think it just was randomly drawing me. But yeah, all colored pencil. Oh, this little guy. I wanted to write a book about him, a picture book, and I haven't finished it just because I was working on too many things, but I really need to get back into that. I really like that story. I'm okay with this witch. I'm not exactly sure if I made her up or if I saw her from somewhere. I'm okay with the flower. I actually really just like this, this little section of this page. Just the blending of those colors I really like. Everything else is fine, but I don't know why I just really like this little corner in particular. God, this is, like, what was I thinking? What even is this? It's like Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat gone horrendously wrong. This is fine. Again, I needed to do more studies of buildings and landscapes, and I love using graphite pencil. I know I said I love using color, but I also love graphite pencil just because there's just so much movement that you can get out of it. Oh, okay. I like these little characters. These are fun. These are just some random little bits and bobs that popped into my head. But yeah, everything here is graphite, except for this. He looks like his skin is in colored pencil, and then everything else is graphite pencil. This is probably in my top 3 spreads of my sketchbook, especially this page. I love how this turned out. I also just love the painting that I referenced for this. I tried playing with like negative shapes and just being loose. My goal for this was to just be loose, do a study, but not get too rigid with it. And so yeah, these were a lot of fun to do, and it continues on here. I'm not as cool. I'm not as into her. I like how she turned out, but I'm not really feeling the pose. I don't feel like I got the angles of the body. It just looks really stiff, and I'm not feeling it. But I like these. These I'm happy with. This, I wrote a little diary entry when one of my best friends came to visit me last summer, and we had such a good time at the coast. Oh my god. I got this cool little doodle drawing that was based off of some other artist who I saw on Pinterest. I'm a terrible person. I keep having all these drawings based on things I've seen and I don't remember where I saw them. So I'm sorry. If anybody knows where this is from, please let me know. This is fine. I don't really like how she turned out. She's looking a little wonky. I don't know. Again, this is another picture I saw off of Pinterest. These oranges are fine. It's looking a little too Lee Ellickson for me, who I love, but I love studying other artists, but I also try to make sure not to like go too far where my work like looks like them, because ultimately if my work is looking too much like someone else, I'm no longer referencing them or studying them. I'm letting their voice shine through mine too much, and I'm not being authentic to myself. Oh yeah, this is another study of from the movie Carrie, which it's fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's fine, but it was just a study to get like the values. This, on the other hand, I really, really like. If I can find the picture, I will put it here, but I really love how this turned out. The picture was really dynamic, the model was great, and this was a lot of fun to just really play with color and shape and negative space. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Oh, this is another master study. This is all colored pencil, and I'm really happy with how this turned out, especially this little headpiece, which in the painting, in the original painting, had a lot more detail to it, but I'm happy with how it turned out. I think the dimension of it looks good. I'm really proud of this one, and this one's fine too. Oh, I forgot about these. I love how these ones turned out. With the colors, the line work, I think the shapes came out great. I love the different colors, like the pink against the green of the hair. These are some little black and white studies of some coastal towns. Just wanting to practice values. Not sure who this is, but I like her. And then the last page is this little lighthouse at the shore. And yeah, that was it. So yeah, that was my little sketchbook tour. Thank you so much for being here and for checking things out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope that this was, I don't know, fun and interesting. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.